Ahoy, hoy, hoy. I am reaching out to you all from the great state of Minnesota, the wonderful state of Minnesota, the unfortunately not peaceful state of Minnesota. We are currently essentially under siege by our own government, and there are certain things you can do to help. So if you are so inclined, I'm going to post some links to places where you can send aid and support if you care at all about aiding and supporting the people, human beings, just like you. That's it. I don't have anything else to add. Let's do the show. Welcome back to Deep in Bear Country, a Berenstain Bearcast. I am your host, Phil Gonzalez, and how was that for an opening? How was that for a topper? How was that for a beginning to a show about a dumb family of bears, a bunch of cartoon character bears who've been around for over 60 years, and there's never been any strife like this in Bear Country, has there? Has there? There certainly has. There was literally a great bear war that apparently exists within living memory of a lot of the bears, even though it's supposed to be like their equivalent of our Civil War. So I don't know when, like, exactly how time works in bear world, or maybe the bears live to be like 300 years old. I'm not sure. I've only been doing this show for 10 and a half years, going on 11. We haven't settled on the longevity of a bear yet. Brother and sister have been small children for 60 years. It's been going on for a while. But this week we are watching 2 episodes of the 1985 Saturday morning television program called The Berenstain Bears. If you were alive in the 1980s, like I was, you certainly watched the show, because what else was there to watch? What, you're going to watch the Gummy Bears? Probably. You're going to watch the Wuzzles? Probably. But I watched The Berenstain Bears. And this week we've got an episode based on one of my favorite books, one of the most popular Berenstain Bears books. We got The Trouble with Girls? No girls allowed. The Berenstain Bears and the Trouble with Girls. The Trouble with Females. No, the Berenstain Bears, no girls allowed. And Missing Dinosaur Bones. So 2 actual books, 2 very popular books. One is a first time book, and one is I think an I Can Read book, one of the Cub Club books, one of those. I think it's an I Can Read It All by Myself book. It's a bear detectives. There's a missing dinosaur bone, and they have to find out where the dinosaur bone is. And so I'm excited to watch these 2 episodes. I think I watched No Girls Allowed when I covered the book, or maybe I didn't. Actually, that was, I think, the first year of the show. I covered the book of No Girls Allowed. So it's the one where they build the clubhouse, which you can visit. I assume it's still there. You can visit the actual clubhouse if you go to the Strong Museum in New York. They have a little replica of it. I visited it with Brad and Jeremy. Man, like a decade ago. It was like a decade ago, people. It was so long ago. So are you ready to go into the movie theater, I guess, and watch the Berenstain Bears? Join me in the movie theater. And then we'll talk about the show when it's done. Here we go. We're going into the movie theater. Oh yeah, this actually has the intro from the videotape. They just like slapped it. So like on YouTube, they were like, "We're just gonna keep this on. Why not? Why not?" First time video. Here we go.
It's this way to Bear Country. You'll know when you're there.
Again, one of the wildest and most memorable Saturday morning TV bears. And who are these bears? We still don't know these. It's a bunch of big paws and like the big paw version of the Entwives, I guess. They're these sort of like similar looking women bears who are as tall as Big Paw, who just march around Bear Town.
Here are more Berenstain Bears.
Factual.
Big Paw Bear.
I had no idea what he was saying. There we go. No girls allowed. Very excited. I'm curious to see how faithful it is to the original book, to the original tone. How much it respects the literature.
You were really cute, sister. You were pretty cute yourself,
Super deformed brother and sister.
Was not. You were. I wasn't. You were.
That'll be enough of that. You both were cute. You were both funny, adorable cubs.
Ha.
Oh, Mama.
And you still are.
Mama, please.
Say, these snapshots are fun, but how about our old home movies? We haven't looked at them for years. Let's get
Crank
out
out
the
the
old
projector, I
and-
hope.
Oh, boy. Home movies. Yes. Yes. Let's get out the home movies. Yippity-yay.
Calm down. Oh, no, Miss Sister. Please, no.
that's just a new
We're
gimmick
treading
for
into
when
really
she's feeling
dangerous
good.
waters here.
Some pretty fine movies here. As
But I do
recall,
remember
I was a
that from the
pretty good
book,
director.
Sister
Showed
having
a
this sort of like
certain
weird
cinematic
victory
flair.
dance.
Yep, a regular
Here we
Cecil
go.
Bear DeMille.
May we help, Papa? Please?
I think we talked
Help
about Cecil B. DeMille.
Bear DeMille show a home movie? Why?
Yeah,
what?
in the Berenstain
Wait, hold
Bears
it.
Go Hollywood or
Thank you,
whatever.
my dear. Well, are you ready?
Ready when you are, CB.
Okay. Douse the lights, and here we
There's a
go.
lot of Cecil B. DeMille jokes
our
in this episode.
Establishing shot.
Oh, the house has grown nicely since then.
Boy, so have I. Look, I'm running. Yeah, but not very fast.
I don't understand what's wrong with Sister. in
I was
this.
only a little cub. Hey, there we are climbing. Where am I?
Okay, so we're establishing
Poor little
that
thing.
Sister
She
was
couldn't
once
get off the ground.
smaller.
Now,
than
brother, sister was a lot smaller then.
That's right, and I betcha I can get off the ground now. I betcha I can outclimb, outrun. Look, now we're shooting marbles. And outshoot you,
Look, now we're
Betty,
shooting
or
skeet.
any other boy in the neighborhood. And furthermore, hey, sis, let's not get carried away. Papa, what do you think?
What do I think? Yeah,
I
I think
wasn't
these
paying
are
attention.
undoubtedly
Seriously,
some of the
kids, I pay
finest
attention
home
to
movies
about
ever made.
30% of
Note
what
the
you guys say.
sensitive lighting.
Oh, Papa.
Physical.
Hey,
I wanna
sister,
get
here's
physical.
your chance. Chance to what? Oh, well,
Oh, so
didn't
we're
you
setting
hear?
up some real
Sister Bear can
backstory
outrun and
here for this
outclimb
book.
any boy in the neighborhood.
You may be asking for trouble, brother. Sister's come a long way since she was a baby.
Excuse me, beautiful. There's something I have to handle.
Excuse me, beautiful. I gotta
Hi,
go
guys.
take care of some business.
Bye, guys. I'm the fastest. I won.
Oh, no, sister, please,
What's
stop.
that
Stop. No,
Don't
you
mind,
can...
sister. That's just a little victory dance.
We don't even know who this kid is. He's like,
Ready?
I'm offended
Get
on behalf
set.
of
What?
all indigenous bears.
Ouch! Hi, guys. Thought you'd never fit here. Okay, it's straight marbles. Go and turn, shoot till you miss.
So
Hi,
in the
guys.
book, it's established
May I
that
play?
Sister being
We're
like
playing
this has
marbles,
been a
sister,
thing that's been
not
going on
jacks or
for a
hopscotch.
while.
Or paper dolls.
Here are mine, guys. Would you please polish my shooter? Blue Aggie and the yellow glasses. Green Aggie and the brown troller.
Never
Red
understood
Aggie and the blue
marbles. I had
glasses.
marbles as a kid. None of us knew how to play.
I won!
No, okay, listen, we're calling in the ACLU. At this point, there are issues that are larger than Sister being hyper competitive.
You know, it does my heart good to see sister and brother and their friends playing so nicely together.
Jesus, do you have enough
Look,
bell
they're
peppers?
organizing a baseball game. Great sport. Builds character, develops backbone, teaches you how to win.
Yes, but it does worry me that sister is the only girl in the group.
Now, Mama, it's not whether you're a he or a she that counts. It's how you play the game.
Ah,
Look,
I remember this from
I
the
think
book.
it is. She just
Easier
hit a
said
home
than
run.
practiced.
Yay, sister! Way to go! Isn't she something?
Home run! I'm the best! Wowie!
Well, I certainly agree that it's how you play the game that counts. But let me ask you a question. How would you have liked it when you were a cub if some little girl could outrun, outclimb, and outhit you?
Yeah, I wouldn't have liked it.
I still think that's a terrible lesson. I still think that's a bad way of putting
It's a beautiful
that.
day in Bear Country, and
I mean,
it's got my name.
Think about it, Papa. You hated women when you were a kid,
Where
right?
is everybody? Maybe they're in the old climbing tree. Nobody here. I know. They're playing marbles. Come on, beautiful. Maybe we can teach them another lesson.
Since when does the butterfly had a name?
Not here either. What do you think, beautiful?
They've said the butterfly's name more than any other
Oh,
characters in this
sure.
episode.
Baseball. They're playing baseball. Hey, gang, what's the big idea of starting the
you're
ball
about to
game
receive a
without me?
rude awakening, sister,
Hello?
about the
Hello?
pettiness of children.
Well, gee whiz. Where is everybody? I hear something. It's coming from the thicket.
Okay, gotcha.
Heads up! It's the guys, back by Frog Pond. I wonder what they're doing.
Heck yes, here it is. It's a pretty sweet clubhouse.
Battle stations! Battle stations! Female cub approaching through thicket! Female cub approaching through thicket! That's Cousin Freddie. Hey, the gang must be on Berry Island out on Frog Pond. Fun! Hey, terrific! A secret clubhouse!
Menacing
How
shot of
diggity.
cubs.
A new clubhouse! A new clubhouse! Woo!
And it's not a
No
racist
girls
clubhouse, so no
allowed.
girls
That's
allowed.
right! No girls allowed! It isn't fair! It isn't fair! It just isn't fair!
It's not
You're
just that you're a
absolutely
girl.
right.
It's
It
that
isn't
they
fair.
don't
It
like
is, in
you
fact, a
very
complete
much.
and total outrage. Come, my dear. We're going back there and make them take you into their silly club. And if they don't, I'm gonna tear that clubhouse limb from limb.
Right!
I'm gonna
I don't
beat
think that's
those
the answer.
kids.
Those boys are being unfair. Sometimes boys act that way. So do girls. But whoever does it, it's wrong. The important thing is not whether you're a boy or girl, but the sort of person you are. Be that as it may, you can't make cubs play with you.
No,
I
but
mean,
you can tear them limb
But you have to
from
be
limb.
rich.
Come on, Papa.
Wouldn't it be a better idea to form your own club and build a secret clubhouse of your own?
Could I?
Why not?
Can you?
I'd be glad
Are you
to
allowed
help.
to do
Why,
that?
we can build it in the old climbing tree.
Terrific. The first thing we'll need is a big sign that says, "No boys allowed."
No, the first thing you'll need is members.
Calling all girls. You know, I posted a sign that said
Calling
that
all
once, and I
girls
didn't get a
For a
positive
terrific
response
new
back.
club. See Sister Bear. Yes, that ought to do it. Hey, Minnie, Jill.
It was an audition, girls, by the way. And I didn't get a good response. You know, our favorite characters, Minnie, Carol, Laverne, I
Isn't it
guess. I don't know
terrific?
who
It's
these
got a
kids are.
telephone system.
That's a pretty tight
Testing
tree.
1, 2. Testing 1, 2. A telescope so we can keep a sharp lookout for boys. And a rope ladder we can pull up in case any boys come around.
Well, you seem to have thought of everything.
Those boys were just being mean because I out-hit them and won all their marbles. They're bad losers.
I suppose that's true, but you know, there's such a thing as a bad winner, too.
Bad winner? What's that?
A bad
She said
winner is
bad
somebody who
winner
makes a
very
big,
strangely.
braggy
A bad
show
winner.
every time she wins.
And is weirdly racist.
I see what you mean.
But I think we can work something out.
What's that wonderful smell?
To clarify,
You're going to
in the
celebrate the
1980s,
opening of this very
kids
special
made that
clubhouse with
noise.
some very
We did not
special
realize how
refreshments.
weird and
Barbecued
insensitive it
honeycomb
was.
and
So the show is
honey-cured
like a
salmon.
It's sticking apple.
Interesting looking clubhouse the girls have over there. Yum! interesting smells coming
I mean,
from
it
that
sticks out
interesting-looking clubhouse. And they're having
But in
a
the
party.
80s, it was just normal. It wasn't fair. It was
Go ahead, try it. Hi, we just thought we might help you celebrate. And then we can all go back to our place for dessert. Our berry crop is ripe for picking. Why not?
When I was a kid, the idea of the
terrific
salmon
clubhouse.
was repulsive to me as an adult. No, but beautiful, no. As an adult, I crave it. Dinosaur Bazaar. Ruby Gorin. Once more unto the breach, dear Ruby.
What a turnout! Looks like everyone in Bear Country showed up to see the dinosaur skeleton.
I love this
Yeah,
album
but
of
we
this
gotta
music.
stand in line a whole hour before we can see it. No, we don't. Come with me.
This is great.
Bless my petunias, this is a prehistoric day indeed for the Berenstain Institution. They won't be disappointed. The skeletons are
Finally have
magnificent
people
specimens.
coming to the
and to think
museum.
I personally dug up every blessed bone. Oh, bless my bifocals, it can't be. One of our bones is missing. Oh dear, this is terrible.
But
What'll
not
I
one
do?
of our dinosaurs.
Oh, dear me.
That's a
Oh,
completely
my,
different
oh, my.
Wow, part of the dinosaur is missing. Robbed.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
Sisters.
stolen, ripped off.
Snuff? We're giving Snuff a
We've
little
got
character.
just 1 hour to
this
find the
episode.
missing dinosaur bone.
Missing bone? Huh? I don't seem to be present and accounted for.
What did he say?
This is definitely a case for
It's good. It's a good line.
Bear
We'll keep it.
Detectives.
Do you need another
Detectives?
take? Nope.
Detectives, that's what I need. But there's so little time.
Don't worry, the bear detectives haven't failed yet.
Missing bone?
It's always the first time.
Aha! Hugger Mugger in the Berenstain Institution. Lucky for them, the world's greatest Hugger Muggerer, Papa Q Bear, is available for
I
action.
don't like that. I don't like that phrase at all. I don't like you referring to yourself as that at all.
Attaboy,
Where
Snuff.
was it? Where was it? It was only like 1 second
Yep,
away.
magnifying
Was it just out of
glasses,
view of the
flashlight,
camera?
and our hats. On to the case.
Master Detective Papa Q Bear at your service.
It's your dad. Oh.
Yes, sir. Museum crimes are my specialty. No doubt you've heard of my most celebrated assignments when I worked with a fabulous Sherlock Grizzly on the case of the Mesopotamian marbles. Didn't find them, but Sherlock and I became jolly good chums.
Papa, I don't think you're gonna be able to help us on this case after all.
Why not?
Because you won't
Because
fit
you're a
through the
liar.
window.
What
Because
do you
you're
mean
an
I
actual liar.
just wanted to seal off the scene of the crime? Oh.
Mycroft Holmes
Come
was a
on,
large man, and he
pull
could solve crimes.
harder. Keep going.
You really don't know your detective history.
Whoa! Yow! Papa!
We're sort
Oh!
of casting out the story at this point. It's throwing in some
Papa Q
names, I
Bear,
guess.
tracer of missing bones here. You lose them, I find them.
Oh, thank goodness. My dinosaur's in a terrible state.
One thing's for sure, that bone's probably still somewhere in the museum. Yeah, it's just too big for anyone to sneak off with it. All we gotta do is find its hiding place.
But my museum is a whole collection of hiding places.
But it's also too big for
dear,
someone to
dear.
have dismantled it and taken
Hey,
it somewhere.
what's that?
A bone
The
thief.
bones don't just-
No mistake. Clearly a criminal type. I can tell by his
But the bones in
beady
the
eye.
dinosaur aren't just like floating free.
Let's get him snuffed.
Slipped out.
Papa! Be
They're like
careful!
wired
Watch
in
it,
those
Unc!
posts.
Gotcha, you no good thief.
What's going on in my mummy room?
My mother's room.
Open up in the name of the law. Just look at that face. It has guilt all over it.
Oh, heavens.
Hello? Anybody home?
You've disturbed the mummy case of King Grizzly Tut.
Tut. Obviously a sneaky attempt to deceive me by decoy. Come on, Snuff.
King Grizzly Tut is not a good one.
Phew. There you go, Your Highness. Just make yourself comfortable. Oh, dear. King Grizzly Tut, I assure you there was no disrespect intended.
This place has got a million hiding places. Keep looking, we'll find it. The bone's gotta be
It's not really
somewhere.
detective
Right.
work. You're just
They're
kind of looking
detectives,
everywhere.
haven't
It's just
ever
looking.
failed.
That's not detective work. At this point, it's a search. It's just a search. Like literally anyone
You're
can figure
wasting
this
your
out
time.
because you're just looking
Those
everywhere.
magnifying glasses will only bring you itsy-bitsy evidence. Master Detective Papa Q Bear keeps his trained eyes
mean, I
peeled
get
for
you
the
have to look
big
for clues, but-
circumstantial stuff. Now there's something worth looking into. Yeah, world's most valuable exhibit. And that's more my style.
Stone, it says piece on her. That's all it says.
Aha!
That's what it is.
It's
Just
the
a
old
stone
hide
piece
in the
on her.
urn trick.
Is that your treasure?
Well, it may have worked for Grizzly Baba and the 40 thieves, but it's not going to work for this thief.
That requires a little extra knowledge of Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, a story
All right,
whose
Snuff,
plot I
that's
can
enough
never
warning.
remember, but I
Time
believe it
come
involves
to
hiding in urns.
Charge!
I think.
Whoa!
Nice.
Yow!
Dog.
Whoa!
What's going on? Got it. Phew, that was close.
The dirty thief tried to put up a smoke screen, but I foiled him. Look inside and you'll find the missing bone.
It's not here.
No
Oh, I
bone?
like that pattern
Impossible.
on the
There was
base.
something heavy inside that base.
Yep, Papa. More dust.
Actual
Oh,
factual's
dear. Oh,
mother's
dear.
ashes.
The world's most valuable exhibit.
Don't worry.
My
The vase
dear
is
mother.
safe.
Not the vase, the dust. It's an historical treasure from Queen Elizabeth's bureau drawer. Oh, my dear.
Oh, I thought it was going to.
Another red
Someone's-
herring.
someone's
And a dusty
cremains.
red herring at that. Come on, Snuff. On with the hunt.
It's the
This
cremains
part of the museum
lost
has
cubs who
plenty of
helped-
bone-sized
I
hiding
mean-
places. Too many. No way we can check them all out. It's gotta be almost noon by now. Maybe it'd be better if we split up.
Split up right when the master detective is closing in on the master criminal? Never! We've got him now, Snuff.
Again,
This
it's
kind
just
of
a bunch
place
of
draws
looking in the
thieves like honey draws flies. Careful
there
now,
could be
Snuff.
clues
The thief
near
has
the
that
actual
dinosaur bone. A
scene of the
dangerous
crime.
weapon
If
in
we look
close
around
quarters.
there.
Yikes! Help!
Papa! There's the switch.
Hey, hi, gang. Kind of got myself into a bit of a tight spot.
Come on,
I
help
don't
me
know
with
why
this.
it's in a museum either.
Don't get me
A
wrong,
usable
but
thing.
how about leaving your
Trap,
dad
I
in there
guess.
till we find the thief? Well, it'd save us a lot of aggravation. It's a good thought, but it won't
right.
work. Why not? We need Snuff.
Ooh, no. Ooh, I don't like that at all. I don't... Some animator was just like, I have one opportunity to draw a
Oh,
thing
my goodness.
walking this
Only
way
5
before I
minutes.
lose my
My
job. Here
reputation
we
will be
go.
ruined. Dear me, he'll never find the bone in time. Might as well just give up.
Give up?
Us?
The bear detectives never give up.
But don't you see it's hopeless? You searched just about everywhere.
Just about everywhere? What did we miss?
Well, the air and space section. But why would a thief hide a dinosaur bone there? It's just a big wind tunnel.
Where's Papa?
This is more like it. Now I'm in my
I've seen
element.
Bassa in a while.
It's like
still
the
Bassa
time I
over
tracked
there.
jewel
He
thieves
looks.
through the sewers of Paris. But this time, we'll turn on the lights first. Uh-oh.
Oh, well, he's dead, I guess. Sucking him
dear,
into
dear.
the fan.
Well, bless my fuchsia. If Papa isn't a perfect airfoil. Oh, dear. Where's the control switch?
I don't know why you would have an accessible wind tunnel that any
I'll tell
guest can
everyone
turn
the
on or
exhibit's
off.
cancelled. I simply
Especially one that
cannot
seems to just
permit
pull
an
things in
imperfect
from the middle of the
skeleton to
museum.
go on display.
Hey, can't always bat 1,000. I know. But this is the first time the bear detectives failed to solve a case. What's that? What's what? That big mound in the courtyard. Yeah. It's shaped like a huge bone. And there are footprints.
These footprints will put the finger on the culprit. Curious. They appear to be the footprints of a dog.
Okay, Snuff. Let's see your paw. Earth color matches. The footprints match. The case is solved. How about that? He's our little old bone lover, Snuff. Okay, you buried it. You dig it up.
How is it possible that the... At what point in the story was the...
Congratulations, Professor.
I think it's the size of a...
The bear detectives have done it again. No job's
Buy it.
too hard, no case too tough for the bear detectives and that bone thief, Snuff.
It's like a fossil bone, so it's not even like tasty. It's not like a... It's full of... It's not full of marrow. The dog doesn't want to eat them. Eat the rock bone, like the petrified, the solidified, the fossil. A dog would not want that. Awesome. How we doing, Hanna-Barbera, Australia? Here we go. The end. The end. Oh, I guess our show is over. I guess it's time to head back into the head back to the studio. We're no longer in the theater. We're gonna head back. Here we go, and we're back. So we just watched 2 episodes, or 1 episode in 2 segments of the 1985 Berenstain Bears Saturday morning show, based on No Girls Allowed and The Missing Dinosaur Bone, and they're 2 fairly faithful adaptations. If you remember No Girls Allowed, that's the one where we spent a little bit of time covering that brother and sister are different ages, and that sister is quickly caught up developmentally with brother. So she now is capable of competing with him and his friends at various physical activities, climbing trees, playing marbles, running races, playing baseball, and she's gotten better and better than them, to the point where she's now being very boastful about it. She has a little victory dance she does whenever she beats any of them, and she beats them all the time. This builds and builds the tension in the friend group until they finally decide they don't want to play with sister anymore, so they build a clubhouse and declare that no girls are allowed in the clubhouse. Sister gets furious. In retaliation, she and Papa build a no boys allowed clubhouse. But then... And she explains to Mama that she wants it to be no boys allowed because the boys are bad losers. And Mama explains to Sister that there's such thing as bad winners as well. And Sister realizes that her boasting and bragging is actually alienating people from being her friends. Sportsmanship is a two-way street, I guess. And so as a way of sort of like bridging the gap between the friend groups, because she has a bunch of her girlfriends there helping her with her new clubhouse, Papa barbecues a bunch of salmon and honey. The boys smell it. They come over. They ask if they can partake. The girls welcome them into their treehouse, and they realize they all have and Sister realizes that maybe she was being a little off-putting in her behavior, and the boys realize they were being unfair to Sister. They probably should have all talked about it. That's the book. That's the plot of the book. We get some great illustrations of the super kick-awesome playhouse, the super kick-awesome tree house that Papa helps the girls, or designs for the girls, and that they build. My guest in that episode was Stuart Wellington from the Flophouse podcast, because I remember I finagled into getting him on the show because he had mentioned this book in an episode of the Flophouse, and I was like, hey, you mentioned the clubhouse from No Girls Allowed, you gotta be on the show now. And we talked a lot about how awesome this clubhouse was. And you don't really get that much in the episode. You don't get the sort of the sense, like it doesn't have the same like earthiness, the tangible quality of the illustrations in the book, where you feel like you could just sort of like hang out in this clubhouse. Also the girls' treehouse, it just doesn't have the same. you can't just study the image like we did as kids. That was a big part of No Girls Allowed, was these two amazing clubhouses that you liked to imagine yourself being in. They're sort of these idealized structures that I would be surprised if a child could build them. But so this episode was very faithful to the book. What it did add, though, it didn't take anything away. It just added backstory. So it starts off with the family watching or looking through photo albums, watching, and then they watch home movies. You get a lot of very specific Cecil B. DeMille jokes. Like, Mama compares Papa's filmmaking to Cecil B. DeMille. Papa is obsessing over the framing of scenes, the transitions between shots, the mise en scène, and Sister is mostly taken with the fact that she, in the videos, was very small and couldn't do the same things as brother and his friends. That's what inspires her to test and see if she is now capable of besting them in physical activities. It leads, she already has her little victory dance. Now, in the book, it mentions that it's a victory dance with backflips and war whoops. And you see Sister with her mouth, her hand over her mouth. It says war whoops. You can imagine what the war whoops are. I am going to give you a hint right now. They are not World War II bomber war whoops. They are not from any war besides the war of extermination against the Native American population. So they are that. They are the sort of offensive Indian children war whoops that kids did until they were finally told not to anymore. And she does these war whoops quite a few times in the episode, and is the one thing about the episode that has aged poorly. Another thing that's aged weirdly is the fact that her butterfly friend is always there. And in this episode, she and the butterfly have a lot of interactions, and she refers to the butterfly repeatedly as beautiful. Not like you are beautiful, but like she's like, hey, beautiful, do this for me. Hey, beautiful, could you do this for me? I guess it's named Beautiful Butterfly. She has never done this in any other episode, but the butterfly is now canonically named Beautiful. I guess. It also has it's a lot more anthropomorphized than it usually is. You see it like using its wings as hands. You see like a lot of close-ups of it, like interacting with Sister. Just a regular showcase for the talents of Beautiful the butterfly. Her frog friend is nowhere to be seen. However, it is telling that in the book, The Trouble with Friends, when Sister first meets Lizzie Bruin, we hear from Mama that Sister's only friends are the frogs and the butterflies. So I'm wondering if she has to like slowly let Beautiful Butterfly down when she starts making friends with actual bears. But that's No Girls Allowed. It's a solid take on the book. It's a worthy adaptation. I actually remember watching this episode when I was a kid because I was a huge fan of the book, and also being like, there's something that you just can't translate from the paper to the screen of the awesomeness and the tangibility of that playhouse. So the next book that gets turned into an episode, this episode, is The Berenstain Bears and the Missing Dinosaur Bone. This is a Bear Detectives. I can read it all by myself. Beginner book. It is a rhyming book. It's a very simple story, and it is delightfully illustrated. I love the drawings in the Missing Dinosaur Bone. Also, it features actual factual, but it features him in his I can read it all by myself persona, Dr. Bear. In the book, it is Dr. Bear. Remember, in the I can read it all by myself universe, in that timeline, in that part of the Bear multiverse, there is no actual factual. There is a Dr. Bear, however, who runs the Bearsonian. Actual factual is sort of a multi-universe separate extension of Dr. Bear. He is more of a community member than Dr. Bear is ever portrayed as being. But yes, Dr. Bear. So the plot of the book is that Dr. Bear is pacing up and down. The Bear detectives see him through the window of the Bearsonian, that he's worried. They go in and they realize that he is distraught because one of the bones of his Tyrannosaurus skeleton is missing. So the Bear detectives set out to solve the case with their dog Snuff. And this is a completely rhyming couplets book, right? It's all rhyming couplets. They go searching throughout the museum for it. They look, they think they see a thief, but it's just the Egyptian mummy sarcophagus. They goodness, what else did they do? It's a sarcophagus. They think it might be in a valuable vase, but the vase is only full of dust. There is a totem pole that they think might be a thief, but it's just a totem pole. And then they go through like these this like sort of like Hall of Famous bears. There's like Black Bear the Pirate, Wild Bear Hickok, Queen Elizabeth Bear, and yeah, Queen Elizabeth Bear, Genghis Bear, but it's not there. Dr. Bear gets distraught and just figures that he's going to have to open the museum with his missing dinosaur bone. The Cubs' sister looks out the window, notices there's a bone-shaped impression in the yard. They go out. It's the bone. It was buried there by Snuff. The museum opens up and the bone is back. And it was Snuff the whole time. They're the bone thief. It didn't make any sense to me when I read the book. I was like, how did Snuff steal this bone? It's a giant dinosaur bone, and it's not even a real bone. It's a fossilized bone, so it's not like there's any marrow or anything in it that a dog would like. Not answered in this episode. So the episode, of course, turns Dr. Bear into actual factual, for one thing. It also incorporates Papa, turns this Bear Detective book into more of a Bear Scouts book, because in this one, the Cubs, there's a huge line in front of the Bearsonian. There's a new exhibit, a dinosaur exhibit starting, and Actual Factual is excited. The Cubs decide to sneak in the back because they're friends with Actual Factual. So they're going to go to the window and see if Actual Factual will let them in, I guess. He does, but one of the bones is missing on his dinosaur. Now, in the episode, Papa has followed them, and he's going to help them solve the mystery. So this becomes a real, like, Papa screws things up. And the Cubs, it's the same as all the other episodes where this happens. Just using the plot of the missing dinosaur bone as I hesitate to use the word skeleton, but as the skeleton to hang the story on. So instead of the Bear Detectives thinking that the sarcophagus is someone hiding in the shadows, it's Papa who thinks that. But of course, he then ends up like banging on the sarcophagus trying to get it open, and Actual Factual is like, stop. Then Papa like sees like the giant vase. He's like, I bet the dinosaur bone's in there, and he knocks it off the pedestal. And Actual Factual the Cubs have to come and keep the vase from breaking. Now in the book it says like the only thing valuable in that vase is this valuable dust, and like I always took that to mean that it was just a joke that Dr. Bear was making. Like there's nothing. The most valuable thing in this vase is the dust, because that's all that's in the vase. In the episode, it actually is valuable dust. He says it is dust from like the realm of Queen Elizabeth or something, which is weird because it's not like a British vase. It's an ancient, like, I think it's supposed to be a Greek or Roman vase. Maybe it's from when they were I don't know. In any case, then Papa gets trapped in a jail cell that like he goes into a wind tunnel in the air and space section and gets blown around in the wind tunnel. He has to get saved by Actual Factual. He gets caught in this jail cell, and the Cubs actually consider not letting him out so they can get to actually solving the mystery. But they let him out because Snuff's in there with him and they need Snuff. They search all over this museum, and as I said while I was watching it, it's not so much detective work. It's just looking. They're just looking for the bone. Like anyone could do this, because there has to be a bone somewhere in this museum. And Sister says in the beginning of the episode, she's like, well, it has to be somewhere in the museum because it's way too big for someone to have just carried out. But I was like, well, that means it's just way too big for someone to have carried, period. It's clearly larger than Actual Fact. It's larger than an adult bear. And it's this giant, heavy bone. She's like, it has to be in the museum somewhere. And I'm like, if someone could actually get that thing down, they could also get it away. Doesn't occur to them. Again, there's no detective work done. It's just walking around a dark museum with a flashlight. It's basically their detective work. It all ends the same way. They see the impression in the ground that's shaped like a bone. They go outside. They realize that Snuff's the one who stole the bone. Everyone comes in. The exhibit's a big success, except Papa's the one who shames Snuff at the end. Still doesn't make any sense how Snuff could have stolen that bone. Doesn't make any sense at all how Snuff could have stolen that bone. And it actually stands out more in the episode, since unlike the I Can Eat It All by Myself book, which is fanciful and told in rhyme and for little kids, beautifully illustrated though, this is an episode of the TV show that's sort of set in the same universe as all the other adventures, which means it is a little more grounded in reality. It's kind of like when they tried to do like the wacky Papa stuff in like the 2000s books, and it doesn't really fit because it's a different Papa now. This is a different setup. There would have to have been, to me, some sort of explanation for how, I mean, I want that explanation. It just, it doesn't sit right with me that Snuff was able to get the bone. Now, I will note that No Girls Allowed was written, the teleplay was written by Stan and Jan, and it shows all the stuff about Cecil B. DeMille and like that whole like family thing at the beginning with the videos and the films, really felt like Stan and Jan. It felt like the sort of wordplay they would do, the kind of like, they know how to write Papa as a sort of an easily distracted character who's also smart and sort of like gets these fixated on different things that they understand the characters very well. I like the way they portray Mama and Papa's relationship, the dynamic between the two of them, how Papa stands up for sister all the time, but Mama's the one who sees the deeper implications of the conflict. I like that. And they really write into that. They keep a lot of the dialogue from the book, but they flesh it out a little bit. I really like Stan and Jan as writers on their own show. Now, Roby Gorin, who we've covered before, was the writer on The Missing Dinosaur Bone. If you remember correctly, Roby Gorin was more of a gag writer, and I think that shows in the writing for The Missing Dinosaur Bone. The expansion of the story seems more to set up slapstick than it does to really flesh out the world of the Berenstain Museum or the character of Actual Factual, or even like the ins and outs of being a bear detective. It's a very different feel from the first one, and that's fine because, I mean, the Saturday morning show tended to be a segment that was based on a book, more of a life lesson story, and then an adventure. So this one was more of an adventure. I can see why they got Roby Gorin to write that. It looks like next week we have another Roby Gorin script, teleplay, but also a Linda Wolverton teleplay next week. So two very different writers duking it out next week. We have The Spookiest Pumpkin and The Dancing Bees, which I covered over on Patreon a decade ago, and I don't even remember what it was about. But yeah, so that's No Girls Allowed and The Missing Dinosaur Bone. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being a part of this. We only have a few more episodes of the first season of this show left, and then it's on to season 2. Who knows, maybe a book will get published in the meantime. But again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you all next time, deep in Bear Country.